if I told you in 2 years you'll make more money working for a company which offers 17 lakh as a CTC or package as compared to a company which offers 30 lakh as a CTC or package, would you believe me? So, hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Everything Bitsat from a Bitsian. Today, let's discuss about this term package, CTC, whatever you want to call it. So, every year for the last 8 years, I've been seeing this that people ask for placement statistics, average CTC, median CTC, whatever be it, right? And based on that, they try to judge a college or a branch, and then based on that, they make their preferences. But things can seriously go wrong because what we think of CTC to be is not exactly what it is. So here, in a very simple fashion, I have shown CTC to be 17 lakh for company A, for company B to be 26 lakh 75,000, and for company C to be 30 lakhs, right? And these are very very real numbers. All these are real companies. I just can't take the names for some confidentiality purposes, but these are real numbers. Some of them might be a little bit tweaked just for the sake of the example, but all of these are completely based on reality. And some of the things that you'll see later, some people who have interacted with those companies, they will immediately recognize what company it is. So yeah, so coming back to the point, now most people think about a package as what they will be earning. So they will look at this 30 lakhs figure and they will probably think like, okay, 30 lakhs, so I will be making 30 lakhs by 12 per month, right? That is the most people's understanding of what CTC means. And in that way, higher the CTC, better the company, or the more money you will make working for that company, and which leads to which theoretically leads to a better standard of living, and which is what ultimately you want from a placement or from college. So what does this CTC actually mean, and does a higher CTC always mean uh, that you'll be end up making more money? So let's just dive into the breakdown of each of these. So if we go into the details of it, so let's say company A, they have a basic pay. This is also called as the fixed pay, and this basic pay is, let's say, around 14 lakh 40,000, right? This is a standard pay, that's fine. And then let's say there's a performance bonus of 1 lakh 60,000. Now performance bonus is something which as the name suggests, depends on the performance of the employee as well as of the company. So if the company performs well, basically the company will tell their employees that, okay, we have performed very well, so everybody who has done a good job will get 100% of their performance bonus, or 105% of their performance bonus, or 90% of the performance bonus for average performance. And if you perform better than average, then you will get maybe a little bit more than that. So so there's a base set on the performance of the company, that let's say if the performance bonus is 1,60,000, let's say the company did not do too well. So now the amount that the company will set for average performance, which is called meets expectations. So if you meet the expectations of the company, then you will get, let's say the company sets at 90% of 1,60,000, right? So that would be 1,60,000 minus 16,000, so 144, I guess. Then now on that 144, based on your performance, you will get either a little bit more, a little bit less, and things like that. So this amount can vary. It can go less, it can go more. And then you have the joining bonus. For the joining bonus, there are generally different ways. So let's say in this company, the joining bonus stays for 1 year. So basically, if you leave the company before 1 year, before completing 1 year, then you will have to return the entire amount back to the company, right? Now, what no pro rata means is that some companies have this policy that, let's say your joining bonus period is of 1 year and you completed 6 months, so then you'll have to return only half the amount of the joining bonus. But that is generally very rare and not seen often, so that's why I've kept it as no pro rata. Yeah. So the total CTC comes here as 17 lakhs, right? Now coming to the company B, Here the basic pay is a bit higher. It's 17 lakh 50,000. The performance bonus is 1 lakh 75,000, and generally this company gives around 100% as the performance bonus, like it's at par. The previous one generally gives 95%, right? And the joining bonus is for 2 years. The period is 2 years, and the amount is 2 lakhs. And this company also gives stocks. Now, stocks are basically where most of the funny business happens, but stocks are complicated in the sense that you don't get all the stocks at once. So most companies follow this, that they will the amount of stocks that they're giving, they will give over a 4-year period. And you don't get any stock throughout the first year. On the date that you complete the first year, you will get 1/4 of the stock, which is 25% of the stock. And then every month you start getting whatever is left. So you have 3 years worth of stock over 36 months. So that was stock by 36, every month you will start getting, right? Something like that. That is a general thing. And with all this, the CTC comes to 2675. So here what you should notice is that this 5,50,000 is not coming in one go. It is for 4 years, right? And that will that 4 years, after the entire first year nothing, after first year 1 year worth, and then on each month whatever amount per month you get, you will get, right? So now coming to company C, here the basic is 14 lakh. The joining bonus is 4 lakh, and the period is 2 years, and again no pro rata. Retention bonus is 2 lakhs. Retention bonus is something which is given in some companies after the first year. So once you complete the first year, in some companies also after 2 years, but generally after first year. So let's say you complete 1 year, they'll give you 2 lakh as a bonus. And this 2 lakh is again 2-year period if you leave from the date of getting the bonus. So in total, if you leave before completing 3 years with the company, then you'll have to return the retention bonus, right? And then the stock component is 10 lakhs here, right? Which makes the total CTC as 30 lakhs. Now, if you think that the vesting period, or the way I told you that here you will in the above one, that you'll get 25% of the stock each year in effect, here it's not the same case. This is a very hidden kind of bad practice in my opinion, but in this company you get 5%, only 5% of the stock after the first year, 15% after the second year, and 45% and 45% after the third and fourth, in the third and fourth year. Now, most people do not stay at their first job for more than 2 years. So here you can already imagine that you are losing out on most of the stock that you are getting, right? And what in effect happens is this: if this company's stock is worth, like there are companies and this company actually has a stock value which is around 1.5 lakhs or a bit more than that even. So for per stock. Now, if they are giving you stocks for 10 lakhs, the 5% of it is not enough to buy even a single stock. So by the end of 2 years, you will get just one stock of this company, and that is it. So even though these numbers, the CTC is the highest here, will you end up making more here? Very unlikely, because for their first job, people do not stay for more than 2 years. And now coming to this, recently there was this very viral kind of campaign by a particular company. I don't want to name names, but they gave BMW bikes to the new joiners. And now, like, once you know all this, like, you will immediately see that it's just a gimmick. It's just a joining bonus. They have just converted the cash joining bonus into a bike, and they are providing you with that. And with a bike, it's even harder to have anything like pro rata return, and maybe you'll have to pay for the entire bike if you leave the company in 1 or 2 years, right? They're not stupid. They will not lose out on that money. So basically it's just a glorified way or a gimmicky way of giving a joining bonus. That's it. So there's nothing special about it, and it's a garbage perk in my opinion. Like, cash is anyway more versatile. If I don't need a bike, why will I, like, give me just cash? I can spend it at least as I want to. So it's a pretty garbage gimmick, which is quite worthless. So now if we actually look at how much money you will earn in each of these companies for working for different durations of time. So different durations of time is one thing, and there can be many such factors, but the point I'm trying to drive here is that just the CTC number is meaningless in itself, because there are so many conditions, there are so many terms and conditions. So if you are just looking at the CTC number for a particular college, let's say you are seeing the median CTC, it could just be the case that the companies that are going into that college, they are wildly inflating their CTCs, as I showed you. I can put a joining bonus of 10 lakhs and say the period is 5 years, right? So artificially inflating the CTC is not something which is very hard to do, and the same thing as the stocks and all these things, right? So the point I'm trying to drive here is CTC is meaningless as a number in itself without all this context. So and if you do not get the nitty gritty of it, it's okay. What I'm trying to tell you is that there is always context associated with CTC. If you get that much out of this video, that is enough, right? So coming to the different periods, let's say this is just a fun thing I wanted to do myself as well. So let's say you leave the company within 1 year. I have personally done this, I just wanted to share with you. So now let's say you work for a company in less than 1 year, right? You leave in less than 1 year. So in company A, the amount that you would be making is your basic pay, and let's just assume that it's just 1 day short, so that I don't have to prorata all the basic things and all. So for all the three companies, assume that you are just 1 day short of completing a year. So you will get almost the entire salary, you will get almost everything, and of the performance bonus and all. So now what you will not get is the joining bonus for the first case, right? So you will end up making somewhere around 15,92,000. Of course, this is like taxes I've ignored because they will be all same in all the three. Same in the sense that the percentage wise they will be same. So that is 15,92,000. In the second company, you would end up making the basic. You will end up making the 100% of the performance bonus, because that's typical. I've taken the typical value, and you will not get the joining bonus, and you will not get the stocks because you're leaving just before 1 year. So you are just making the performance bonus and the basic. And in the previous, for company A, I had taken 95% because that is the typical value. So you would see a 0.95 factor at the top in the formula there, basically here. So this 0.95 signifies that you got 95% of the performance bonus amount in that company. In the company C, again, if you see, the amount would be 14 lakhs. So if you work less than a year in company C, all that you get is basic. Joining bonus, whatever you get, you will have to return. Retention bonus you won't get, stocks you won't get anything. So if you work at this company for less than 1 year, company B is the clear winner, and company A, which has a CTC of 17 lakhs, ends up making you more money than a company C, which has a CTC of 30 lakhs. This is quite surprising to a lot of people, and that is why I wanted to make this video. Coming to less than 2 years, this is a more realistic and more common scenario. Not many people leave in less than 1 year, but quite a lot leave in the 2 to 2.5 year range. So just less than 2 years. So again, let's say just 1 day short of completing your second year. So here in the first company, also I have assumed some hike in each company, which is a typical value. So for the first company, the non-promotion hike is 7%. In the second company, company B, it is 10%, and company C is also 10%. So in the first company, you would make the B2, which is your basic, and then 1 year you'll make the basic, and then 1 year 7% extra on the basic. So that, and then similarly for the performance bonus and the joining bonus, you will retain this time because you are working for more than 1 year and the period was 1 year for this. So you end up making 33.95. Now for company B, if you do a similar exercise, you will see that you have basic, then 10% hike on the basic for the second year. So these are the two amounts. Then you have the performance bonus for the first year, then 10% increase on the performance bonus for the second year. Joining bonus, you still won't retain here as well, because now you are still less than 2 years. The period is 2 years here, so you are not completing, so you have to return this amount. And stocks, so for stocks here in this case, you will get nearly 2 years of stock, because as I said, in the first year you don't get any stock. After on the day that you complete the first year, you'll get all the stocks that are for that year. And then from then on, after the first year has been completed, then you start getting stocks on a monthly basis. So now it's on a monthly basis, so you'll always almost have half the amount of stock that you have. So in company B, you should see at the last B13/2. So that just means that you get almost half the amount of stock. Maybe one or two you will miss out, but that's fine. um, and in company C, you still end up making the least amount in a company with the highest CTC. That is because you make basic, uh, you make the amount like which is the basic amount. Joining bonus you still won't get because you're still leaving just short of 2 years. Retention bonus, again you will have to pay back because you're leaving short of 3 years. And stocks, again nothing. So again you end up making the least amount of money in the company which offers the highest CTC. And then just less than 3 years. Now I have added another twist to this. Most companies will start thinking about promotions for a person who has 2.5 to 3 years experience in a candidate. I've assumed that the first two companies, company A and company B, will give a promotion in uh, uh, more than 3 years. And for the company C, I have assumed that they will give promotion in 2.5 years. Why this is important is that when you get a promotion, obviously there is a significant hike. So if you see like non-promotion hike is around 10% and all, conservatively I have kept promotion hike as 30% for this company. I have assumed that for half the year the employee is working at the base salary, like which is the initial one, and then on half the year he's working on they are working on the incremented, the increased hiked pay scale. So again with all this, now with this much assumptions and this much promotional thing, you see the first company, if you want to see the numbers, you can check them in the formula bar. So basically the basic plus for the first year it's 1 times, then for the next year it's 1.07 times 7% hike, and then it's 1.7% hike on top of the 1.7% hike, 1.07% hike. So that way it is calculated, and similarly all the things. That is how it's calculated. You get the idea now. So now if you see, if you work just less than 3 years, then company A will end up making you 52 lakhs. Company B will end up making you 67 lakhs and 67.5 lakhs, and company C will end up making you around 59.3 lakhs. And this is with so many assumptions that there's a promotion and all these things, and company A has terrible hikes and company B is giving hikes at 10% and all those things. After so many things, you see that the difference between a company which is offering a 17 lakh CTC and a company which is offering a 30 lakh CTC, the difference is 7 lakh over 3 years, which is not that much. If you see the CTC amounts is nearly double. So that's something I wanted to share with everybody, that don't go blindly with the CTC. CTC as a number is meaningless. It can be inflated to any extent. So better things to look for are the kind of opportunities available, like can a non-core student go into can a core student go into IT and all those things. Those are relatively better things to look out for. And what are the kind of consulting and finance roles, if you are interested in those sort of things, and these kind of things, or eligibility of branches, in the sense that dual degrees, like are dual degrees eligible, which they are. I'm just giving an example. So these kind of things, maybe, and the maybe the percentage placement of the batch, that they're not going unplaced or anything. So those things I think matter much more. And if you're looking at the CTC, then you have to look at it with due context, right? Another thing which you will see is about like international offers. You will see huge packages like 1.4 cr or something, like 1.4 crores and all. Those are offshore packages, and you can't convert that amount in rupee terms in India. That is bad journalism in my opinion. The news articles which you see that someone bagged a 2 crore offer, it's just like converting some 200 USD into Indian rupee and just reporting that. But that's just not how things work. If you are settled in an abroad country, then the cost of living is different there. So I can give you an example. For example, India, Japan, the currency is yen, and Indian rupee is stronger than the yen. So uh, if you convert, for example, like people say, right, that I will earn in the US and spend in India, like that is sure. But you see, some people just think that because a dollar is worth 70 rupees, earning like that is the that is the entire story. But it does not, because it does not tell you how much can you buy with that unit of currency, right? So if you take the example of Japan, as I was mentioning, so if you have 1 rupee in India, you'll probably have around 2 yen in Japan. So if you go by that mentality, then you'll think, okay, I'll be much richer in Japan because I have more amount of currency. But that currency does not have that much power. So I never generally, if I have to go out, like in India, I don't have to consider the cost, or I don't have to think too much about the cost of taking an Uber somewhere or an Ola cab somewhere. If I don't feel like driving, or if there is no public transport, I'm fine with taking an Ola and Uber. I don't have to think too much about it. In Japan, even taking a cab is so expensive. Like, even though your money, like in amount, it doubles to twice, but taking a cab might be 10 times more expensive. So on the overall scheme of things, you are losing, like you are not any richer, right? You end up spending more money. It's just the number that changes. So don't go by all these statistics, 1.4 crore, 2 crore. Those are as meaningless. And as I showed you, these smaller ones like 30 lakhs and all these things, these are also practically meaningless without context. So yeah, that's about it. Been a fairly long video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.